Hello, members of the Court of Public Opinion. I am Mrs. Independent, aka I am not a lawyer, and I am bringing you the happenings as they happen in the Court of Judge Rata. Kuningi members, kuningi. And today I just want us to look at, to talk about something that is starting to look like a series of coincidences and more like a pattern inside that room, that courtroom. But firstly, let's take it step by step. Okay, let's watch this video. And before I forget, members, thank you so much for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for not skipping those ads. I appreciate it that much. So keep on doing what you are doing, because if it's not broken, why fix it? And remember to subscribe and comment, like the video as well. Let's go back to the business of the day. Let's watch this video.
Yes, Mr. Baloyi.
Yes.
He was at the peak of his career. Who did not like that?
Is this just...
I'll say it was a hit. Where is the mastermind?
Thank you, Brigadier.
So that was a flashback, happened 23rd November 2023 to be exact. More than a year ago, okay? Accused men in prison warder, and the official story was that the wardens told the accused to sit properly during tea break, and the accused said they were just simply stretching because they are in leg chains, and they've been doing that most of their court attendance, okay? But here is my real observation. That was exactly the same day Brigadier Kininda took the stand for the main trial. Remember, that was the main. That was the day, and suddenly, out of nowhere, it was chaos, fight, commotion, and a scene. Now you ask yourself, was it truly random or was it perfectly timed? Because two things could be achieved with a staged provocation. Okay, one, make the accused look violent and uncontrollable, shaping public opinion. Okay, and when and even influencing the judge subconscious, Ubuti, this is their character, this is how they are, this is how they behave, Two, cause an adjournment, cause a delay, cause a disruption, especially when we know that when the state is on a shaky ground, something will happen. And yeah, members of the Court of Public Opinion, let me know if it was a coincidence or it was choreography. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Now, fast forward to now, another incident yesterday. Almost exactly a year later, we see a repeat pattern. Accused 5. So accused 5 refuses to come to court. The reason, he says he was assaulted by the same DCS guards transporting him. Let's pause and take a listen to this. In this channel, the Court of Public Opinion, we analyze not only what is said, but what happens around what is said.
Apparently, he's got some complaint. Some complaint from what we hear, my lord, that he wants to be addressed. But as I say, my lord, we haven't received any official information from Kgosi Mampuru.
Okay.
Apparently, they're still trying to persuade him to come to court. We can only maybe request that we stand down for a while, maybe for another 30 minutes.
Mr. Nxumalo, why don't you phone your client?
Another 30 minutes or so.
Phone him.
Hello?
I must phone him.
Yeah. When I say you phone him, you phone the court orderly or the security gentlemen like those who are in charge of him. And you speak to them, they speak through him.
Yes.
How, my lord? Is that difficult?
Let me make those attempts, my lord.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Umshushishi bafethu utshela inkantolo-ke ukuthi umsolo wesihlanu akekho bazamile-ke noma bambizile-ke khona-ke ejele la agcinwa khona kodwa-ke akafumanga kukhona-ke akhala ngako afisa ukuthi-ke alalelwe-ke ngaphambilini kokuthi eze uyacela-ke ukuthi esinye nje isikhathi siboneke ukuthi angeke atholakale yini inkantolo isicela-ke no-advocate uNomali ukuthi naye-ke axhumane nabo ngale bazame ukuthi bakhulume naye.
Serious?
Yes. I've just consulted because with my client, I'm standing in for Advocate Mshololo. Is because of the late start today, we're supposed to start at 10. He was not here this morning.
Yeah, quite.
He has informed me that yesterday he made a request to make a call before he came to court. He spoke to Mr. Letta. I think Mr. Letta is one of the seniors at CIMEX. He was granted that permission, but the arrangement was that he was going to make a call to his legal representative, Advocate Mshololo, in the afternoon yesterday. He says then when they arrive at CIMEX, he had to make that call. And one of the members refused him to make that call. And that member is present in court today. So this morning, when he was supposed to be transported to court, he refused to move out of his cells because the same member who had refused him a request yesterday was present amongst the members who were supposed to transport him to court. He says that he was then assaulted, kicked, strangled. He was pulled out of the cell. As you can see, my lord is wearing the prison clothing. He's not in his private clothing. He says he is not in a position to proceed with the case. He requests that he be taken to a private doctor for medical attention, as he is not in a position to proceed. He's been affected mentally and physically.
Who assaulted him, you say? Is he in court, that person?
3 members who assaulted
They are not in court.
They are in court today. They are in court. 3 members are in court. 2 members are not in court today.
When
So there were 5.
There
when
were
this
5 in total.
happened, who is conveniently not in court? You
Yeah.
guessed right, Advocate Mshololo. Every time something controversial, messy, or questionable happens, she is not there. Why is that? Why does every incident land on a day she is absent? I'm just asking. Just that you cannot ignore the pattern, right? And now, that day, who was testifying? Absalom Zungu Sr., the author, the alleged author of the main statement that was a cornerstone of this case for these 5 accused to be brought to book. Okay, he's the one, I mean, it was said allegedly he is the one who authored that statement that made all these 5 accused to be now in court. And now this happened. And now this suddenly, when he's on stand, the DCS drama erupts again. You see members, nothing happens in that court, just every disturbance, every commotion, every incident with DCS guards, every strategic absence, every conveniently timed distraction, it all happens at the key testimony moments. Mark that, okay? Highlight it and bold it. So now you see a pattern of events. So now, members of the Court of Public Opinion, do you believe these incidents are random, or is there a strategy hidden? I mean, is there a strategy hidden in the chaos? Leave me your comments. Remember to subscribe and share because in this courtroom, your eyes and your voice matters. Now, let's talk about the audacity of these prison guards, the untouchables. Let's address the real question. Why do some of them, these guards, feel bold enough to assault, to ignore lawyers' instructions, to violate rights, and still walk into court like nothing happened? Why the audacity? Let me know. Because accused 5, they agreed that he's going to get a call, a telephone consultation with his lawyer, and when that time comes, that order was refused. That is ignoring lawyer's instruction and violating his right. They assaulted him allegedly, and today they bring him to court. They remove him from a cell, they removed him still in prison clothing, bringing him to court. And they know, like Judge mentioned, they are not supposed to bring prisoners to court wearing their prison clothing. They're not supposed to be doing that, but they did that. So that's why I'm asking, why this audacity? Are they protected? Are they being used as a fear and distraction and chaos tools? Is it their culture? Okay, they know prisoners, they have a limited rights, okay? So, and now they are showing this intimidation, and they are using they show this rough treatment, I don't know, maybe to keep order. They're showing violence, maybe to keep them in line. They showing force to make them respect them. I don't know. But this creates a dangerous mindset where brutality becomes discipline. And you heard Judge saying, I understand where he was talking from, but when he says you cannot postpone for this frivolous matter, that word, it denotes something, okay? It denotes something, because now, these guys, they feel like they are doing something right because no one would hold them accountable. They know no one will hold them accountable, and they becoming now bolder. Then they are now repeating this, and they even escalate it even worse, and they come walking into the courtroom as nothing happens. This is how abuse becomes culture. When the people who are supposed to uphold order becomes the one breaking it, you no longer have a correctional services. You have a kingdom of power where uniform acts as a shield and prisoners become voiceless body and moved around like objects. And that is why these guys walk in with such audacity. Members of the Court of Public Opinion, this is all I have for you. Let me know what you think on the comment section. Please remember to watch till the end. Don't skip the ads. Don't skip in any way. Like, please comment. As you comment, this video is being pushed to other like-minded members of the Court of Public Opinion who hasn't subscribed, and they will subscribe, and our community will grow. Thank you so much for your support. We are on our road to 5,000 subscribers. Let's push that. Let's make it happen. Until the next time, bye.